Hi, I'm Rob, and this is another TW White & Sons video review. Today's car is a Mazda CX-5. So we have here a newly arrived car in stock. This is a 2-owner from new, 2 litre, petrol automatic, front wheel drive. It's the GT Sport Navigation, so it's the highest trim level. If you had considered looking at a new Mazda CX-5 and had taken a shine to the Takumi, it's very, very close to the specification of the brand new 24 model year Takumi. So it looks awesome here in Soul Red Pearl. There's a nice contrast privacy glass to complement the blather black parts that are around the car. So that's sort of a plastic trims around the arches and the lower mouldings, which will protect the car, hopefully from other car users opening their doors upon you. So it should mark plastic, not paint. That's the theory. Coming around to the back of the car, you have again more sensors around the bottom of the vehicle here, and there are surround cameras starting with the rear camera there. You'll also find them in the front of the vehicle and under each mirror, so that gives you a surround view. Coming round, car is 2 owners from new. It's a full Mazda service history, and it's just over 20,000 miles, so a nice low mileage car, as it will be 4 years old later this year. We have the bright silver 19-inch alloys looking really nice, and again there's keyless entry for the car just on the door handle, so allowing you to get in and out of the vehicle without actually touching your key physically. Of course, you'll have a key blipper, and you can also use the same action to enter the rear of the car. So there is a touchpad just hidden under the Mazda badge. Just give it a touch, it will beep to let you know it's activated, and up it goes. So into the boot, again, decent sized boots in a CX-5. They can ease and expand further on a 40-20-40 split here. And there are handles here to facilitate the ease of folding down. So one pull plops it down. 2 individual levers here, so one for the middle and one for the end one. Okay, so they do go flat, but the seat belt is tensioning on it currently, as a good seat belt should. So lifting up the boot floor, you'll also note there's a Bose audio system which links to the other 9 speakers within the vehicle, and then there'll be foam in a compressor. Unfortunately, no spare wheel as standard in these. And then of course another button here just to shut the boot back down. As it comes down, you'll also see the reversing camera for the rear. Okay, so coming back inside at the back, you've got LED lights. They complement the front LED lights as well. Privacy glass, as I mentioned. Now the interior is a little bit different to the standard Sport Nav Plus of this era and type. So this is the chocolate brown Napa grey leather, which also includes individual rear heated seat bases. So for the outer 2 passengers, and there's obviously storage and an armrest and more USBs just around this side. And that's for the rear passengers to use to charge the devices, of course. There are mats in the car, and of course, being a GT Sport, it has the brown on the door, which is the complement to the leather inside of the vehicle. There's wood on the car's upper door trim, and this sort of faux leather stitch running through here, which looks really good and complements the actual leather, which is fit to the rest of the car. So that's the back of the car. Into the front of the car. Again, driver's door card has all the things you'd expect. Powerful mirrors, which power when they lock the vehicle, or you can do it whilst you're inside. Proudly just sort of displaying its Bose audio on the speaker there. Again, it's one of 10 around the vehicle. Coming in, we've got full electric driver's seats with lumbar support and a memory function for 2 individual drivers. So this will actually link the seats and the door mirrors together. Coming across, we have another series of switches here. One in the corner, and the big one on the right is your power tailgate. You can actually open it from within the vehicle. And then there's various off switches for things like your traction stability system, should you need to turn it off. There's a lane departure function, and again, it's a really nice life-saving feature, really. If you were to drift down your lane, it will try and tug you back in, but not for everyone. It can be knocked off. And of course, stop and go technology for our car. And the last thing of note is the view button for the surround view cameras. So when I hop in, I shall show you that in more detail. So just to review the inside, beautiful chocolate brown leather, complemented onto the armrest there, middle of the door cards, and then as I hop in, you'll note that the wood trim, it goes through the door card into the centre of the dash there. So powering up the car, foot on brake. As long as the key's inside, you can press once, it'll start the car up, and then you'll see this spring to life. Hopefully you may see this very faintly around the bonnet of the MX-5 there. There was a head-up display, which is this box just here. That gives you key information around road speed, actual speed, Once you activate things like the adaptive cruise, then it will show you how far you are from the vehicle in front. That's all functioning off the steering wheel, the multifunction wheel itself. So left is to do with media functions. The info button controls the digital display within the middle of the center circular display there, which can show you key trip information, and of course it will show you the lane departure. The right hand spoke shows you things around your adaptive cruise control and a speed limiter, which is functioned through the mode button. And again, just by tapping on here, it will then give you a time gap. So each block is around half a second, so hopefully 2 seconds is enough, but you can bring it back down to half a second. So that would be at least 2 car lengths at 70, but of course at 30 miles an hour, you might want to extend that a little bit further for your own comfort. Car also has paddle gear change. So there's a plus for up gear changes and a minus there for down changing. You can also use this on the actual gear shifter itself, just by pulling down into drive, moving across, then you can pull backwards and forward, sort of touring car style, and at any road speed back into drive. If you arrive at the car drove view, there is a sport mode, which will show on the dash, and it will just extend when the car changes up a gear, and it will make the car drop more gears, multiple gears, when you go for the down change, which is the kick down. So back into P. You have automatic lights. This links to LED, and you've got automatic wipers. Again, both convenience items. Coming across, you've got the tablet display, which you can touch. As soon as you start to drive, it will refer you back to the multimedia controller down below. Again, quick access to music, your navigation from Mazda, and a home button, which will allow you to go in and say, go for communication, which will pair your phone. So again, you can have most of your phone apps playable, music, telephone of course, and certain grades have Apple CarPlay. This one does, but it's wired, so you'll see a little mobile phone symbol, so that's where you plug in. Next to it here is your SD card slot for the navigation, and then more charging points and storage. So very family friendly. Cup holders of course, you need somewhere for your big cans of Coke. Coming across, there's some more nice luxury / convenience items. So one is a heated steering wheel, awesome in the winter months, as is the heated seats with 3 different stages. The rear window works in unison with the mirrors to defrost those in appropriate conditions. But the nice thing with these, again, like a brand new Takumi, is the cooling seat base, which on these hot days we've had more recently is excellent. So it just keeps you nice and cool. Leather can be sticky, just not when you've got this option in your car. So more sort of power points again, if you want to use a more traditional 12-volt supply, and you would probably need to use that anyway if you're using your foam compressor unit. More features to point out. So again, an electric glass sunroof, which is a tilt slide function. Pushing it once tilts it, bringing it back will close, and then pushing a long push back will open, letting lots of air in the car and more light. But there is a blind which you can then bring over and obviously just keep the sun from beating down on your head. Personally, I like it open. It brightens the cabin up somewhat. So yeah, this is a very high spec car, but luckily linked to the 2-litre engine, front wheel drive, so it has a decent economy for the type and size of car that it is. So yeah, a nicely presented, nice low mileage car, clicking just over 20,000 miles with a service history from us. Of course, the car is prepped before it's taken all away by the customer that buys the car, so this would include an MOT if needed and a service if due. So we would look to do that. All cars though get fully prepared, and they all go for a multi-point inspection, because of course the service is only one element of a car. The inspection will then check things like brakes, tyres, and if we find faults or a need to change or update, this is done without quibble or negotiation. So here we have an opportunity to buy a high-spec Mazda CX-5 as a used car purchase. As I say, it's fundamentally very similar to the Takumi specification on a brand new car, which lists at over £40,000 today. So a nice value for money exercise for any sort of family that wants to take advantage. So this car can be purchased from us. We can help you finance the purchase. Equally, cash is also a nice way to buy a car, should you choose to. And of course, we have part exchange options as well. So yeah, lovely car. Don't hesitate. Give me a call. Let us know if you're interested.